Hi everyone, I'd like to demo for you today my Sitecore PowerShell installer script. With this script, you can provision within a couple of minutes a production grade Sitecore CM or CD. All you need to use this script is the config file and the PowerShell script, which you can download from GitHub, and I will link to that for you in the YouTube video description. So once you've downloaded the config and script itself, and you've downloaded from Sitecore the .zip file for a Sitecore 8 version, then you're ready to go. All you need to do is invoke the script from the command line like so. Some quick sanity checking around the SQL logins you use, and the script will start extracting files from the zip. This portion of the script takes by far the longest to run, so while that's running, I'm going to quickly go through the list of features the script offers. So you can install this script in a mode with or without databases. Let's say you already have a CM backed by SQL databases, then if you're installing a CD, you don't need those databases again. No problem, you can control that. All output that's written to the screen is also written to a log file, so you have a history to refer back to. You can use a domain account or built-in account for the identity of the app pool. If you use a domain account for the identity of the app pool, you can also optionally use that same domain account for SQL auth. The identity of the app pool will be added to local groups on the web server, as well as assign file system rights on the web server according to Sitecore recommendations. On the SQL side, user mappings for your SQL login and execute permission rights will be granted to that login. In other words, you should not have to do anything in the web server or SQL after the script is run. It's all taken care of for you. You can also control the location of the database files, so if you have a UNC path to SQL Server, your database files will be installed there. The SQL login that's used to install the script, that's used during the install time of the script, does not have to match the account that's running the script itself. So this is handy if you're in a production environment where you don't have control over your SQL login, it's just provided to you and you need to honor that. You can specify the MongoDB hostname and port. You can also specify the Solr base address, and you may elect to enable a session state server using SQL. If you do that, all of those config file changes will be taken care of for you, and you can see now we've finished the extraction phase. We've written our changes to the config files, we've set up IIS, and now we're applying security settings. These are the file system permissions I spoke of, as well as some CD hardening options that you can elect to use. Right now we're applying an IP whitelist to certain recommended directories. You can also optionally block anonymous access. You can optionally deny execute permission. and the script will also comment out unneeded connection strings on the CD server. All of that's controlled by options in the config file that you can either use or not. Now, while this site's warming up, let's just go take a quick peek at the config file. Pretty self-explanatory. I tried to mark what I thought were non-obvious settings with comments, maybe even if they are obvious. In the web server section, we can control some attributes of the IIS website, as well as here's the CD hardening section. There's 4 different options to choose from here. For me, for my money, if I'm installing a CD, I set them all as true. The database section is further down. Again, I think hopefully it's all pretty self-explanatory. Here's your UNC path that we installed to. Let's see if the website's up. It's not quite up. What's our execution time? So we started at 10:47 and we completed at 10:50, so about 2 to 3 minutes. And of course, if the demo guides are nice, the site will come online any second now. And there it is, a production grade site in about 2 to 3 minutes. Thanks, I hope you enjoy it.